All right, let's move on to our details. I'm gonna put this sideways, turn this off. What do I mean by details? Well, I mean like that stuff up in there, right? So if we understand the cherry as a whole, let me look at this. Do you see the stem is coming down and it has a depression, right? It looks like our light source based on our highlights was over here, right? And so it's hitting right here on the cherry, but it's also hitting the slope of this depression in here, and we need to make sure that we capture that. Do you see how both sides are different colors? And then they come down and swoop around. There's a little reflection of the stem there. The more time you can spend just staring at your reference when you're working realistically, the better, because you're not making like creative decisions. You're trying to see color and recreate exactly what you're seeing. Now, I think it's easier digitally because I have this color picker, so I can go around, and I'm going to start with this color over here, this kind of gray. I can go around and just plop that in. I'm going to turn off my contours. I'm going to look, right, and understand. I'm going to go all the way across, remembering my contour lines. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to keep them there to help me. I'm turning this to help my hand instead of turning my iPad for the camera. And I'm going to, there we go. I try it out a few times. Turning this off, making sure I'm in the right spot. And doesn't that feel muddy? Let me turn this off. Isn't that like a mud color right there, right? Is that the color that I was seeing? No, right? It's brighter. So that means I need to add another layer, right? And do you see how it comes around here and I don't have that? Okay, so I'm gonna come in again. I really need those contour lines to guide me. Let me make sure my contour lines are correct. I think, oops. I feel like that swoops a little bit more gently. All right. And I'm gonna add another layer here. I'm gonna make this smaller. And like swoop, oh, too small. Sometimes when it's too small, it doesn't do anything. Was that right? Kind of too thick, right? That's better. We'll work on that more. But I'm gonna keep developing. I know it's confusing when I turn these off and on. I'm gonna keep developing that brightness here, especially in this section. Okay, so I might turn this off, and I'm gonna grab my trusty tortillon, or again, smudge pen, and I'm going to look at that edge over there. It's like, do you see it right here, right? And I'm going to, change my size. And be able to pull that around and soften that edge. You want it to be a harder edge, but maybe not that hard. And feel free to go back. Like I don't want to do this perfectly. I watch all of these tutorials online, and they just like are effortless and they don't make any mistakes. I want to show you like that looks okay, but like it's kind of, I don't know, like choppy. I'm gonna go back and do it again. Okay, so I know that makes the video longer, but like it's real, and I want to show you what that process is like. So many times in art classes or tutorials or something, I look at them like, well, they can do it because they're an artist, right? Now I identify as an artist too, but like sometimes I don't, maybe, or I get frustrated with my skill set. We all have those feelings here and there. And or we need to take a break. Like I might stop working on this section because it's giving me a headache and I might come back to it in just a second, right? But that looks better than it did before. Just keep working on it. And that's why I'm showing you this in real time this way. All right, turn that off. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna take a break, come over here, get some kind of light color. Maybe like this, I think it's gonna be a pinky. A little pink color. this back, put that back. Notice where it is, have a stare. Okay, and then it's right in here. Make sure your size is okay for you. Too small. Draw that in. Build up that color. I want that area to be nice and bright for my reflection. And then I feel like it was more over here. Yeah, that part. Where does it stop? There. Okay, turn off that and check it out. Okay, so if this is bothering you because you want to see the stem, because it's bothering me, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to grab my eraser. I think it's the hard eraser. And I'm going to make sure my size is small. And I'm going to, okay, I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to, I need to unlock to do that. So let me lock that again. Do you see this note? Transparency is locked. Erasers have no effect while transparency is locked. I need to have this unlocked to be able to erase that outline. So I'm going to come in here and erase that because it was bothering me. And I couldn't see what I needed to see because of it. So I'm going to erase just this section here. How do I know where? Well, my contour lines, right? And that, I'm going to lock it again. Don't forget, that already makes me feel better. You see that? That's the drawing. Let me turn off the photo. That's the drawing. Okay, is it perfect? No, right? I'm going to turn this back on, right? And when I do this, you can see those differences. This is going to take me hours and hours to develop, and I'm not going to say fix, I'm going to say develop, but like, look here. Do you see what I see, right? Look at my shape. I need to add that highlight in my details up top with shape and things like that. Even the shape of the stem is a little different. Right? So I'm going to keep developing that. And I'm going to do this on camera right now, but I am going to speed it up a little bit so you can just watch. Okay? When I'm done with that one, I'm going to do the exact same process over here on this one. And then paying attention to the photo, of course, right? I'll do this over here. And then I'm going to move into my stems. And then I'm going to move up here. This is going to be different. It's a lot of texture. I'm going to abbreviate that texture. I'm not going to go and try and get every single little detail there. But if we look at our stems, just to discuss for a second, I have that middle color, that level 3, right, of our tones that are there. And then I want you to notice these are just long cylinders, right? So there's a shadow on the side of each. This one's lighter for some reason than that one, is what it is. And then there's a highlight in the middle here. And so if we color pick that, there's the shadow color. And then here's the highlight. It's like a green color. All right. When we color pick up here, look at this highlight. Isn't that lovely right there? It's white. And then we have a yellow. Do you see that? The more you look, the more you'll see. And as you continue to turn off and on, you'll be like, oh, I missed that whole highlight there. And then you'll be able to grab that color. Okay, so that's the general process. I'm going to keep going, like I said. I hope you enjoy that, and then I'll jump in here and there to give you some more tips and tricks. that's where I'm going to stop for today. You saw me lay in color and value for both of my cherries. I haven't yet done my stems. That's going to be in our next video. But if you zoom out, it does look pretty realistic, right? And this is that same process that we used in the classroom where we put our work really, really far away and we get that distance, allows us to see if our values are correct. Now you saw me fiddle around quite a bit over here in the stem situation, like where the stem meets the cherry. I'm going to spend a lot more time there. If I turn this one off, turn that on. I'm going to spend a lot more time in there, but I'm going to stop for now. Sometimes you just have to like sleep on it and then come back to it. Something else that I'm going to want to do is to like soften my edge. It feels a little bit choppy, a little bit pixelated here, so I'll show you how to do that in the future. But yeah, this is where you should get after maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of work, maybe less, depending on where you're at. I would encourage you to not be, let me turn off one of these and turn that on. I want to encourage you to really get the dark darks and the light lights in your photo. I know I haven't captured that texture. We're sort of ignoring that right now just to talk about color. But in order for this beautiful like cherry red and these tones to feel bright and exciting, you do need to have that bright and the dark. So take a look, zoom out on your picture, take a look, let me put my other one back on and see, do you have that dark that's present in your photo? Do you have that bright? If not, I would encourage you to use your color picker again and source that darkness, right? This is really quite easy. Source the darkness and throw that in. Okay, sometimes when you're blending it can get lost. All right, so that's it for now, and I will see you soon.